We're going on the record
Zach,
and
you can call me crazy and say that, but I do love my family.
I will
I'm a
not-
very strong woman.
they take the food because they don't have a job. They send you off to work. They don't clean because they feel like a woman should be doing the cleaning and the cooking, and they bring nothing to the table. I mean, are women so desperate now for men?
So I've been in for 410 days and I would like to see my family. It's my birthday this month.
Before I'm taking custody, can I feed my kids outside?
No.
jail. But if he gets sent to TDC, they're going to want to cut his hair, which is apparently part of his being a Native American.
So you're saying they do, Mr. Wiggins?
Bald. Everybody telling me straight bald.
I've read what's in the police report,
I haven't.
and you want to read it?
You can, I mean.
Yeah, I would like to.
All right, so I'll have you read it, because let me just tell you, what's in the police report. I know sometimes people may have issues with their step parents, right? But it's just not the step parent, it's the family. They're saying that you were off your meds. And sometimes when people are off their meds, they don't realize what they're doing. So this is what I'm going to do, because I don't want you to come back before me being off your meds. I'm going to recall this for Thursday. I understand, but
I'm in menopause, man.
Yeah.
I had got hit by a girl, so all due respect, man.
oh, just one second. The court is going to order a MIC evaluation, and the court will have you brought back for sentencing on Thursday, May 15th.
Perfect.
Okay.
State just asked that the defendant remain in custody until the next evaluation is complete.
All right. So there'll be a mental health evaluation in custody, but it'll be done by Thursday.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
All right. Norma, on this case, recall it for May 15th. Okay.
Nothing you're gonna get.
Wow.
She just wants to know what.
All right, here's the thing, Miss O'Banion, here's the thing though.
Meds right now, I'm taking meds and I have been for inject, so I'm taking medication already. And I'm really well on my medication now.
All right, see, here's the problem.
So I have
People,
insurance and I'm on social security, so I can go get medication on the outside, and that would prefer to be better and healthier for me at this point. I actually got hit by a girl, so I prefer to be safely out. And
all right,
take
you
care of
actually got hit by what?
a female.
All right, so if you want,
I didn't deserve that.
Deputy Laura,
Yes, Judge.
she said she was hit by a female
Yeah,
in
press
in
charges on
custody.
that.
Could you make sure that they place her in protective custody?
I'm gonna go in protective custody, man. No,
Okay, so
thank
then,
you. I don't want that. No, thank you.
so no protective custody.
No.
All right, but you can let them know that she says she was hit by a female.
Well, they know in there, I deal with them and I press charges on that, so I handle it properly.
All right, so we'll bring you back on Thursday, the 15th.
I did well.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. With
You're welcome.
Sergeant Millsap in the car.
All right. We're going on the record in 2025 CR 00451, State versus Leslie O'Banion. Could I have parties announced?
That's Dwight Chumley for Miss O'Banion.
Yes. All right, you entered a plea of no contest on May 12th of 2025. According to your plea bargain agreement.
May I give you this, ma'am? Miss Susan Boyd?
To what point, why are you giving me that?
It's my waiver.
It's your
for
what?
you, ma'am. It's for you, Judge. Thank you.
No, what is it for? That's what I'm trying to.
Motions that I did.
All right, so here's the thing, you've entered a plea, unless that's a motion to withdraw your plea, it's not appropriate at this time, okay? All right.
It's kind of is. But
Well, I mean,
I would
are you
just like to, I did the work
It's
on it.
Your Honor, it's a
It's
writ of
okay.
habeas, it's a writ of habeas corpus.
It's a written motion to reduce state jail felony to misdemeanor.
All right, so the state jail felony is
And
not
writ
being,
of habeas corpus.
all right, the state jail felony is not being reduced to a misdemeanor. All right?
Well,
No, I
You know,
appreciate
because
it.
he's
No,
not
no.
really doing a job. for me.
No. He's actually doing an excellent job for you.
I don't agree, but okay.
Well, I mean.
That's what I got, so that's what I gotta deal with, so I signed up
Well,
for.
no. here's the thing, what I'm telling you, and this is what I want
Just
you to
would
hear
like to
me.
go home
I want you to hear,
on probation, and that's what I signed for Monday, right, Miss Boyd, Miss Leslie O'Banion? I signed for 3 years deferred.
Mhm.
So I did my cap of balance inside, so I'd like to be released to have probation, ma'am. Thank you. That's what I find.
all right, so let me just tell you right now, that's not what you signed up for. What you signed up for is there was a plea bargain that was entered into. And guess what happens with plea bargain agreements? I'm the person who sets conditions, and I'm sure your attorney told you that. So whether or not you're released today, it's really up to me. So that's where we are.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
I don't know why people continue to think that
I
everybody
don't know
can.
why I
Here's
thought
the thing.
probation's outside the jail, and
All
it
right,
is.
so then what I'll do, if you're gonna continue,
No, ma'am.
if you want to continue to talk over me, then you can do so.
No, ma'am,
But you're
I
gonna
don't
be
wanna.
talking,
So I'm
but
sorry. please
you
forgive
are
me, ma'am.
going to be talking over me and talking by yourself. And what I will do is I'll just set this for another day. So
I'll quiet.
what I'm telling you
Either
is I do
apologize.
not understand why everybody thinks that they can be an attorney without a license. If everybody could be an attorney, then guess what? We would not have gone to school for it. So,
God bless you, ma'am. Thank
Mr.
you.
Chumley,
Mhm.
thank you for your patience.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am.
All right, so this is
Miss
what,
Judge Stephanie Boyd, please forgive me, and I'm sorry, I'm just very, miss my family very much. So I've been in for 410 days and I would like to see my family. It's my birthday this month. And I miss my family tremendously.
well, here's the thing.
So I
If you
love my
could, if
family
you
and they love
continue,
me.
if you continue to commit offenses, then that's not showing love for your family. Because the reason why you're not with your family now is because you've
I've
committed an
been away
offense.
from my family and I've
And actually, the offense
suffered very much
the
inside
offense,
Air County Jail, ma'am.
the offense that you have committed is
Okay,
an
cool.
injury to the elderly or disabled
Wow.
person, bodily injury. And that person is an elderly person. So that's why you are here. And what I can tell you is, if
Okay.
I follow this agreement, you are not going back to that location. You're not going to be allowed to be around any of those persons. Do you understand? Maybe she understands, maybe she doesn't. All right, so defense, this is my concern.
Okay.
My concern, have you all both read the MIC evaluation?
I have PTSD.
This is my concern in here. In my concern, she says she doesn't have any mental illness diagnosis, demanded that those be taken off the records, and that she will not be taking medications once she's released.
I have PTSD trauma. I do have that, ma'am. I do not have bipolar. So that seems to be a problem. It's outdated information from when I was 28 years old. I'm 48. I'm gonna be 49 this year. So that's very old medical stuff that's out of date, ma'am.
All
So
right.
I'm sorry for that, but that is actually true. I have PTSD, I have anxiety, I have trauma. That's what I do, diagnose.
All right, probation.
Thank you.
How
Sorry.
are we going to handle this? She's saying that once she's released, she's no longer going to take her medications.
I
Is
actually
there
am.
any?
So I have insurance. I'm gonna see my doctor. That's what I told the lady on the Taco ma'am. So I'd like to finish that and I'm sorry she didn't put that in there. There's miscommunication happening and it's really important to me, ma'am.
Mhm.
I have insurance and I take very good care of my health. I actually have therapy set up for me already for when I'm released. I did that inside jail for the Rape Crisis Center. That's free therapy for me that I need. And I'm also going to go see my doctor and get on medication when I'm released. I take regular meds for myself and I take very good care of my health. I have health insurance. I'm on disability. So I plan on following up with my doctor I see currently in the Quarry Market. I have a doctor already. I have a pharmacy at Walgreens. So that is not actually true. I'm saying I have to follow up with my doctors on the outside where I take care of my health. And
All right, so
my mental health
probation,
is important to me.
how are we going to address this issue? How do you suggest we
So
address it?
I'm gonna be taking meds. I will be complying with that. So that is not true, ma'am, and I'm sorry she wrote that. So I
Alright.
wanted to clarify. Please forgive me,
Thank
but
you
that
for-
is important.
Thank you for your clarification.
Yeah.
Probation, how are we gonna handle
So
this?
I will be taking my meds. So
Judge,
I need to get them adjusted. Thank you. With the proper
Judge.
position. Mine.
we can,
I take meds.
Get
inside
it.
their county.
we can get an authorization to obtain records to ensure that she is actually
Walgreens,
going
Lincoln
to.
Heights.
All right, just one second. So let me ask you something. Ms. O'Banion,
Yes.
it appears as though maybe you're not medically
They have
compliant
out of
with your
date.
medications. The reason why I say that is because you're not able to control yourself at all. You're speaking over everyone who is talking. I've asked probation a question. You keep interrupting her.
It's,
So
I'm not.
what,
gonna
let me do this. What do you want to say to me? I'm here to listen.
Ma'am, what's happened since I've been incarcerated is they have out of date information. So me trying to update somebody that has old information, like I said, on me when I was 28 years old is so out of date. It is. I'm 48 years old, ma'am. So I've changed my life. I went to prison in Plain State 10 years ago and I changed my life, and that does matter. Okay? So I live a very good and healthy life for myself. I take care of myself and I support my own self. I'm a single woman. I live alone. I have a pet. And that's what I do. I support myself. I don't rely on a man. I take care of myself. And I've lived that way for a long time. I'm very strong, independent woman. That's the way my mom raised me. So I'm blessed to have that. You know, I pay my bills and I always have a pet because I have trauma. I've groomed animals. I'm retired. And so I always have a fur baby. You know, I gave up my son for adoption. And, you know, this was something. I forgave my stepdad. I didn't report it. And I felt sorry for him. He's an older man. So it's my fault for that. There is issues there. He is crazy and he has broken my bones in the past, ma'am. I just didn't feel right about doing something against my family. So it's okay if they say I did something to him, and that's fine. So I apologize, but this is what really matters to me is I love my family and I miss my family very much. My brother has my car waiting for me.
They do not want to have any contact with you according to the police report. So
That's
I'm
fine.
not gonna allow you to
but
have
I've
contact
talked to
with
my brother inside jail,
all right,
and that's my brother. I have other family members, man, and he's married.
Okay.
So that's not my mama.
Okay.
And that I can still talk to my mother. That's my mom. She's married to my stepdad. I'm gonna not talk to my stepdad. That's the person, Danny. Okay, so that's one individual. So I'd like to clarify that. I'm not gonna already get in trouble when I'm not even released out and I have families. There is toxic issues there. So that is a problem with that man. He has issues. So I will not be seeing my stepdad, period. I can see my mom on my own. She can come to my apartment. And that kind of thing, same with my brother. But, and his wife and kids, the same applies. I'm not gonna be seeing my stepdad though. I've already decided that myself personally. So I'm a strong woman, you know, but I love my other family. I'm not gonna not see them. They love me.
all right. Is there anything else you want to say?
And please forgive me, ma'am. I do take care of my health and I'm sorry that I've tried very hard because it's important to me to update people that had information on me. And it is important because that's about my health. And that's when somebody has old information that's not current, it needs to be updated, just like medical files, you know?
All right. Is there anything else you want to say?
And please forgive me, ma'am. I am a very respectful person.
Is there anything else you want to say?
I'm sorry for talking, ma'am, but
Oh, no, you can
This-
talk. I'm giving you time to talk right now. Is there anything else you want to say?
you can call me crazy and say that, but I
I'm
do
not
love my
gonna
family.
call- I will
I'm a
not-
very strong
I
woman.
will not call you crazy. Is there anything else
You
you want to
can.
say?
That's fine. I'm used
Well,
to
I
people
will tell
calling
you
me that.
this. I refuse to call you that.
Thank you. I don't like the stigma.
All right, so is there anything else that you
No,
want to say to me?
no, ma'am. And I think you're a very awesome judge. You're doing a great job. And you are. And thank you for helping me.
All right, probation.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Probation,
Yes, Judge.
how are we gonna handle the fact that in the MIC evaluation, they're saying that she's not gonna take her medications? What do you
So
suggest?
I am.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm giving you time to speak.
Yes.
I did not interrupt you. I let you talk for as long as you want to talk. So now it's someone else's turn to talk. So do not interrupt them. And I want you to hear me clearly and internalize what I'm saying. If you interrupt them, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to send you back to jail. We are not going to hear this and I will bring you back on Monday. Do you understand? All right, probation. How do you suggest we handle this?
Judge, I think we should probably get an authorization of release so that we can be in contact with the individuals that are taking or prescribing medication, her doctors.
Mhm.
We can do a referral for Center for Healthcare Services. I believe the MIC evaluation indicates that she is not eligible for DDRF.
Yes.
However, she is eligible for the MIC caseload, I believe. And we could put her on the MIC caseload. Judge, I really can't think of anything else other than maybe, you know, a life skills course or more recognition therapy or something like that.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is gonna do. Court is gonna sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication. I'm sorry. 3 years deferred adjudication, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. I'm sorry, that will be probated. Take in consideration 2025 CC 000947. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Danny Cox, Timothy O'Bannon. There's to be no contact with 14450 Old Frio City Road in Lytle, Texas, 78052.
Can't ask.
There's to be, she's gonna be placed on the MIC caseload. Referral to Center for Health Care Services. The defendant is to sign a release for mental health information. There's to be anger management course. TAP evaluation. That can be done out of custody, follow recommendations. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. And there's to be no contact with minors.
I
Probation, is there anything else?
hate children.
I'm sorry, what?
Fuck you.
Like any type of employment or SSI.
Yes. Proof of employment
Behind the military.
or SSI within 30 days of release, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors.
I hate to ask you to do this, Judge, but can you give me that address again?
Yes.
She live in Bear County. You live in Bear
I'm
County.
gonna probably be relocating, I think.
Well,
So I
be right-
reside here now, but I will be relocating and moving my.
You do live in
probation
Bear County.
No,
Where do you live?
yeah, I live nowhere right now.
All right, so
I haven't decided I'm gonna be leaving, so I'll relocate.
you're to remain in Bear County until the court approves you to leave Bear County.
Cool.
If
And I'll
you
be
leave-
hiring a realtor.
If you leave Bear County, what will end up happening is a warrant will be issued for your arrest.
I can relocate with something.
All right.
To another. city. Thank you.
Probation, is there anything else?
No, Judge.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
See,
All right, counsel, did you review the trial court certification with her?
yes,
And did you explain it to her?
Yes,
And did she place her signature on the document?
yes.
All right, because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. All right, thank you. State, make sure that you make the complainant aware of what has happened here today and that
Can I have
there's a
copy of
no
my
contact
probation
order.
paperwork?
Okay,
Can I have a copy of probation paperwork?
you understand? All right, thank you.
My lawyer said it costs money.
All right, Miss Abrams. She's to remain in custody until the TAP evaluation. Counsel, if you can approach, please. And do a TAP evaluation and a referral to felony drug court. All right, so based upon what your client said as she was going through the door, I honestly don't think it would be safe for the community or for her to be released from jail now. So we're gonna do a TAP evaluation
Okay.
while she's in custody.
Okay,
Do a referral to felony drug court. And
Yeah.
felony drug court can potentially address any mental health
I
issues.
think that's wise.
And also, if you want, we can also do a referral to the mental health court, which is across
Yeah.
the way. And state, if you have no objections, if they decide to accept her, because they'll only accept them if they're not on probation.
Right.
If they decide to accept her and you're in agreement with it, we can do a motion for a new trial and I'll grant
Okay.
it so that she can be there.
And I would like to say just some, Your Honor, I did have her psychologically evaluated. She was found competent.
Mhm.
And then these things are fluid, and I understand that, but she's never not understood what's going on. She has ideas of what she wants to see happen, but
Mhm.
I think she needs help, obviously. She needs mental health. So,
And there's already a trespass order, a no trespass order in place with her family. I don't know if she understands that or
Right.
not, but.
thank you, Judge. Appreciate
My
your
only
help.
concern while we're here is that if we move her across to the women's health court, my understanding that that's out of custody instead of in custody.
Well, not necessarily. They'll see what is appropriate for her. So if they decide that there's some sort of mental health treatment that she needs to do inpatient, they'll do that.
That's what I prefer. I just wanted her to be like mentally clear to rejoin the community, I guess you could say, because I don't think she's safe enough to rejoin the community.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. And be excused?
Yes,
All right,
thank
appreciate
you. What's going on with your life? Why didn't you successfully complete probation?
I got especially.
Okay, you're gonna have to stop whispering. I can't hear.
I went around with wrong people again. But I was doing very well. I was able to maintain a job. I actually still have my job. They put me on a leave of absence for now. I was renting my own house. I still have my house, thank God. But I had a setback. I relapsed.
All right, so there has to be more going on because felony drug court just doesn't kick you out because you relapsed.
I was mixed up with the wrong crowd again, and
What does that mean, the wrong crowd?
I went back to the same people that I kind of distanced myself from.
But still felony drug court, if you get involved with the wrong crowd, and I always tell people, when you say you're involved with the wrong crowd, if those people were before me, they would say, I'm involved with the wrong crowd. And I would ask them, who's the wrong crowd? And they'd say Bianca.
So at the time, when I went on a 4-day jail sanction for coming up dirty. And so when I went on this 4-day jail sanction, I was talking to a guy. And I guess the guy that I was talking to, they got word of it. I'm not sure if it was from his ex. I'm not sure exactly how, but they got word of it. They and I know Judge Glenn had kind of like, I guess he already knew his name and everything. He told me not to contact him, but he was staying at my house while I went to the 4-day jail sanction. So when I went to the 4-day jail sanction, I did contact him, and that's when they decided to terminate me.
Well, what do you mean you did contact him? He's living with you.
Yeah, he was living.
Why
with
is he living with you?
he wasn't at the time, he just didn't have anywhere to stay. He was there for about a week and then my dad ended up going over that weekend when he found out that I was doing the 4J jail thing and kicked everybody out of my house. So that's
So here's my question. What is your relationship with this person? No, I mean, when you
I mean,
had
we
him
were-
staying
we
at your
were-
house.
I mean, it was like a sexual relationship.
Okay, so this is what I don't understand, and help me understand. I understand that people fall in love, right? But I don't understand this thing that women are doing now and men are doing too. But you're female before me, so I'll just say what women are doing now. I don't understand why women are having grown men live in their house. They don't have a job, so they're not bringing anything to the table. All they're doing is taking resources. They take the food because they don't have a job. They send you off to work. They don't clean because they feel like a woman should be doing the cleaning and the cooking, and they bring nothing to the table. I mean, are women so desperate now for men that they're just like, you know what? I know you don't have a job. I know you have no means of supporting yourself and you're a grown man, but come live with me. Is that where we fall into? That we're so desperate to have a man in our life that we would risk going to the state jail facility for 2 years to have a man in our life. And the thing about it is, I know with felony drug court, they probably told you more than one time not to have contact with him.
They told me that weekend because it was that week that they found out about him. I had just known him a couple weeks.
Okay, and here's the other thing. You know somebody for 2 weeks, and next thing you know, they're living with you. You know, that's how children end up getting. Let me just tell you, in my experience as a prosecutor and defense attorney, you know what ends up happening? A woman will go out, meet some guy at a club on Friday, and instead of that guy having enough money to take them to a hotel or motel, they just come back to the lady's house and they never leave. I'm like, this is just, I don't understand why people do that. You met some guy that you barely knew, and next thing you know, a complete stranger is living in your house. And in my day, you are the person that they used to do after school specials for. You're just a walking Lifetime movie waiting to be happening. And you know what? Mom and I will sit and watch that Lifetime movie. And you know what we'd say? Oh, no, there's no way somebody would let a complete stranger who has no job move in with them. This can't be a true story. And then you know what happens in the Lifetime movie? The screen goes black, and then you got a law named after you. So I don't know why I should just give her a year for disobeying the rules of felony drug court. And I don't think it's just one time. Felony drug court doesn't do this thing, because I used to be an attorney in felony drug court. If I were in felony drug court, they would say, Stephanie, we don't want you having contact with John Doe because John Doe is a drug user. John Doe sells drugs. Don't have contact with him. I'm like, oh, okay. And then they catch me with John Doe. You know what they do? They don't kick me out of drug courts. You know what they say? Hey, this is the last time we're going to tell you. We're giving you this amount of time to get John Doe out of your apartment. And if you have issues with John Doe getting out of your apartment that's in your name, here's an attorney for you. They will do the necessary things and tell you what you need to do to have that person removed from your apartment. I know they did that. And I don't think you told them John Doe was living with you. I think you were shocked. They learned he was living with you.
Okay, so I didn't tell them. I did try to lie about it in the beginning, but when I went in to talk to the judge, I already knew what it was about. I didn't know what it was about.
Because you know they found out.
They didn't find out he was living with me, but I let them know that day because I just knew that he pulled up the records. I know how Judge Clem is, and I know they've given me multiple chances, and so they had to tell me that was it, and I understand that I was in there for 3 years, so I know Elsa knew me very well.
And do you have children?
I have 2 children there with their dad.
And you letting this man come in your house just put your children before that man. Were you planning on ever having visitation with your children? And then you know what would have happened? You would have had visitation with your children, and that man would have been there, a complete stranger. And children are always dependent on their parents to alert them to danger and not bring danger to him. And you know how children sometimes end up getting, because parents are letting complete strangers come live with them. And that same guy that you have who's not working, and then he sends you off to work and you leave your children with a complete stranger. That's what happens. All of this because people have, I guess, no self-esteem for themselves or lowering their standards. Let me help you out. At some point, you know what the bare minimum standard you should have if you're getting involved with the guy? Unless he is super wealthy, that person needs to have a job. You don't need to be supporting an adult male. You're not even supporting your children, but you're supporting a grown man. I'm not going to give you a year. All right. I'm finding 2 true in each case. And I'm going to sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility, finding you guilty, give you credit for any time served.
Does that include the safety?
Did she successfully complete it?
My understanding.
Probation, did she successfully complete safety?
Yes, sir. And I believe DDR. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll give you credit for safety because you successfully completed, and I'll give you credit for DDRF. Did she successfully complete DDRF?
Yes.
All right, now I'll give you credit for that. Did you review in each case the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign the record? Here's the thing. You are an adult. If you want to do silly things and risk your life by moving in complete strangers in your house, you can do that. But the problem is when you have children, then children end up with complete strangers. And people will always tell me they will not allow drug addicts or whoever to babysit their children. That's what you do when you move a complete stranger, a grown man who doesn't have a job. Have some standards and don't go past those standards, and don't ever let complete strangers come and live in your apartment. You understand? All right, good luck to you, okay? And when you get out, if you still have issues and you want some help with drug treatment, you can always come back to court and I'll find a place for you, okay? All right, good luck to you. I'm back on December 19th at 9 a.m. For sentencing. At that time, I'll make a decision on whether or not I will grant your application. That decision will be based upon any evidence I received from your counsel or from the state, and also any information from the PSI report.
I do want to state for the record, Your Honor, there was a third charge against Ms. Armstrong, the night mag number 611183, and I've been informed by the state that that case was rejected, so we didn't need to address it first.
Okay. All right, and Ms. Armstrong, you were late for court today. Why?
I'm sorry, I was on time.
No, that's why you're sitting on the front row, because you were late.
Yeah, you weren't here at 9 o'clock. Were you here at 9 o'clock?
No, she was not here at 9 because I called the docket at 9. So you need to make sure that you're on time. The court doesn't tolerate people being late for court. Sometimes I give people a little leeway if it's raining, if the weather is bad, even though I'm here at 9 and people should make allowances for traffic. But do not be late for your appointments with probation. You understand? All right. All right, probation will speak with you. Court is calling 2022 CR 8297, State of Texas versus Logan Armstrong. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense.
Mike Latimer for the defense.
And are you Miss Armstrong? All right, you're gonna have to make sure you speak up. All right, you entered a plea on November 16th of no contest to evading arrest, detention with a vehicle. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishments be assessed at 4 years. The state is opposed to your application. They're taking in consideration 2022 CR 8298. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes.
All right, any objections to the PSI report, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense? I'm going to need you all to be quiet in the box while we're on the record. Deputy, is there any way to move them to the other end, perhaps? All right, state, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any witnesses?
Only the defendant.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record. All right, defense.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. State, Ms. Armstrong, you understand that the judge has to make very difficult decisions today, whether or not to grant your applications for probation and or deferred adjudication or sentence you according to the state's recommendation. What did you want to tell the judge?
I just wanted to tell the judge that I am trying to get my life together. I'm trying to better myself and my studies. I'm trying to use every avenue that's available to help me get back on track and be a better person. That I don't have to go out and commit crimes and stuff like that.
And Ms. Armstrong, two individuals submitted letters of support for you. Could you identify who those people are?
Tanisha Daly is my caseworker at Austin Area Urban League and Kia. I'm sorry, you're not speaking. I can hear you. Tanisha Daly is my caseworker at Austin Area Urban League and Kia Redmond is my.
And the last time we were in court, you represented that you were anticipating getting a job. Have you secured a job?
Yes.
All right, is there a reason why everybody is whispering? I cannot hear.
I can't either.
So, everyone in the box, I'm gonna need you to bring it down a notch. And everyone who's in front of me, speak up so I can hear. I'm thinking everybody wants me to be able to hear so I can make a ruling.
Could you describe to the court what job you have secured?
I work as a monitoring a homeless shelter in Austin.
And how many days a week do you work?
It's part-time, so only on the weekends right now.
Is it full day weekends? You're anticipating working full-time eventually with this
Yes.
organization?
Yeah.
Well, you understand your criminal history is rather extensive, correct?
Yes.
And what can you explain to the judge in regards to what happened in your life that would cause you so many arrests, although there's only 6 convictions? But what happened in your life that would cause you to lead that sort of lifestyle?
I was just running the street. Being wild.
Now pass the witness.
Okay, Ms. Armstrong, who else was in the car with you on the day of this offense?
Tamara Satellite.
Was there anyone else?
Tamara Akins and and Tamara's son.
Okay. And so during this offense, whenever the police stopped him, he was unrestrained in the backseat, correct?
Right.
How old was he?
He's one.
Okay, so I also wanted to go just briefly into your criminal history, just very briefly. So you were placed on deferred adjudication back in 2020 for engaging in organized crime, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was actually revoked in 2022, is that all correct?
Yeah.
Pass it, John.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
I have a question. You want to explain to me why you're going into Burlington's coat factory, stealing coats, and then running from the police with a 1-year-old in the car? Somebody explain to me, what were your thought process? And no offense against Burlington Coat Factory, I've been in there, never been able to find anything, but I don't understand what you thought you were doing, going into Burlington Coat Factory and taking items that don't belong to you.
At the time, I was just I went in there with intentions on getting clothes and selling so that I could have money.
All right, I'm gonna need y'all to be quiet in the box. So I don't understand why people don't get a job. Whatever happened to getting a job? And whatever happened to, getting a job instead of coming to court and then trying to get your life in order and say, oh, look, I've got a job. People do that every single day. And a lot of times people work jobs they don't want to work. But you know what? When they have children, they knock their pride aside and they'll do whatever they want to do. You think the people who are working at McDonald's want to work fries, although there's nothing wrong with that. But do you think that's their life's dream? I'm going to work fries for the rest of my life. But you know why they do it? Because they got bills to pay. And they're not going to Burlington's coat factory, making other people's job hard by stealing items, then running. And I always read the police report. I always read the PSI report and everything that's given to me. So you and your friend go into Burlington, stealing coats or whatever you're stealing from them. Then you get in a car with a 1-year-old unrestrained. And did the 1-year-old go into Burlington's with you all while y'all were stealing it? Did y'all leave him in the car by himself? Well, I mean, it's not, I believe you either know or you don't know. Where was the 1-year-old?
It was 3 people. One of them just walked away and police wasn't in contact.
So the 1-year-old, did the 1-year-old come in Burlington's coat factory with you all? So the 1-year-old is left out in the car with some third person. You don't know their name.
Tamir and
So you're the only person who went in Burlington coat factory to steal?
no, it was 2 girls. Their both name was Tamira.
Oh, okay. So then the other girl is out in the car, I guess the getaway car, for want of a better term, while y'all go in and steal coats. So explain to me, how did this plan happen? Were you all just sitting around the table and saying, hey, let's go steal coats from Burlington? How did you pick Burlington's coat factory? Why not Marshall's? Why not Ross? Why not Dress for Less? Why not the HEB? So explain to me how you all came up with a plan. Let's go steal coats from Burlington.
It wasn't a plan. It was just in the moment.
Oh, y'all just driving around like, hey, there's a Burlington. Let's go in there and steal. Is that the way you're telling me it went down? So how did it go down?
I just went in and saw something and
And what did you take?
Tommy Hilfiger.
All right. So you go into Burlington and you immediately grab the Tommy Hilfiger. Who requested the Tommy Hilfiger? All right. Any other questions?
No.
Done from the state, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll hear argument.
Your Honor, the defendant does have an extensive criminal history, including several, at least one revocation on the charge that she's on probation on. In addition, facts of this case are pretty harrowing. She had a 1-year-old child in the backseat and she decided to elude police officers and try to drive away instead of just pulling over. The state would recommend that she do time in TDC. This has been something that's been escalating. It's been building up to this point. And at this point, she put someone in that car at risk who had no choice whether or not to be in that car.
All right. And I'm assuming this engaging in organized crime is listed as a misdemeanor. Was that filed as a misdemeanor?
It was out of McClellan County, Your Honor. I don't know the specifics.
Was that a misdemeanor?
Yes,
How much time did you do on that one?
45 days.
All right. Defense?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe Miss Armstrong kind of grew up too fast. She was born in Louisiana. She's 25, 27 years old. She has a high school diploma. According to PSI, there are no felony convictions. And also what's important, I think, is that there are no drug offenses. Typically, when you see thefts, you see drugs. She was not stealing to satisfy any kind of drug habit. There are only 6 misdemeanor convictions, although I say only, but there's several arrests. Only 6 misdemeanor convictions. She was a member of the Zion Baptist Church. She has 2 children. The father, one of the children who has no criminal history, was tragically shot and killed in 2017. So she was supporting that child. That's the oldest child. She does volunteer work at the home shelter. And she's making these learning boards that while she was detained under this case and under the bond, she was making these learning boards for children to help not only her children, but other children. And it appeared to have picked up, and several people have been buying these learning boards that she's been making for preschool children. She has a mother that's very supportive that she lives with in Temple, Texas. Her father passed away. She is a single mother who's 2 children. She has siblings that also support her. And she has worked very hard to getting this job, and she wants one last chance. And I'm told her it would be her last chance. This is the first felony. And I've stressed upon her that this is very serious, that if she has to comply with every single condition, that she needs to make a copy of the conditions and keep them all over the house if she has to, because I don't want to see her back. She has no intention of coming back here unless it's a discharge of her probation or deferred adjudication. That's it. Thank you.
What does he mean you grew up too fast? I don't understand that.
Well, I think with her, she was with the kind of people that she kind of lost her childhood when she was doing adult things with adult people and getting her involved in things and made bad choices.
All right. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court's going to find you guilty, sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, taking consideration 2022 CR 8298. Court will retain jurisdiction, showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you review that document with your?
Which
This is the document on that you signed the last time regarding no right to appeal.
Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Can I ask,
Sure.
before I'm taking custody, can I see my kids outside?
No, there are some security issues, so that can't happen. Who's outside with your children?
My, boys,
How long have you known this boyfriend?
almost 2 years. We have, my youngest kid is
No. Mr. Rodriguez, have you worked out an agreement with your client?
Yes, Your Honor. If I may just get a short continuance so I can discuss this with my client, possibly
Ms.
just a
Rowlett?
week or so.
Ms. Rowlick, you need to have a seat and stop moving around. So find a seat. And unmute.
I'm sorry.
Could I see the file on Rowlick, please? Okay. And Ms. Rowlick, where are you?
I'm at home.
Yeah, what's your location? Are you in Bear County?
Yeah.
That's yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is being recalled for January 9th. That will be your plea deadline date. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after that date, and you'll need to appear in person in court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case, or did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with the discovery. Mr. Wiggins, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes.
Mr. Wiggins, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with is felon in possession of a firearm? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in, the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
What you mean, like, do I
Oh, did you
agree with
intend to give up those rights? The rights that I've just discussed with you, did you intend to give them up?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does?
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Wiggins, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. I'm showing you what's entitled plea bargain agreement page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's a $0 fine. There are no applications. The state will take in consideration 2019 CR 12413, grand jury number 735724 and 735725. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
It is, Judge.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There's not, Judge.
Then Mr. Wiggins, to the offense is charging an indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contents.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea?
The state offers Exhibit 1 in attachments.
No
Any
objection.
objections?
No objection, Judge.
Mr. Wiggins, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you
Yes, ma'am.
understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
He only asked me to request one thing of the court, and I told him that I'm not sure that you could do this, but he says that he is Native American, and so I honestly don't know if he'll get sent to TDC. They may parole him out of the Bexar County Jail. But if he gets sent to TDC, they're going to want to cut his hair, which is apparently part of his being a Native American. And he was asking me to ask you if there's some sort of order I could type up that you could attach. I'm not sure how that works, so that if he does make a turnaround, that doesn't happen.
What I've discovered at TDC, because I've had this with a former client, depending on the length, I don't think they cut everyone's hair super short. So you're saying they do, Mr. Wiggins?
Bald. Everybody telling me straight bald.
Oh, well, what he would have to do if he contacts, and this is just me thinking, off the top of my head, he'll probably need to contact a chaplain and let them know
I did all that. They told me I needed documentation from the court. That's the only reason why I'm asking.
Well, see, and I had told him that basically once you've sentenced him, your jurisdiction over him ceases, and it's pretty much parole and TDC. But
Well, Ms.
possibly
Kramer,
there could be something.
Ms.
you could
Kramer,
do.
if you want to prepare a document stating that you're client is claiming Native American status. And have
can do
me sign that saying that he claimed Native American status, then I will be more than happy to sign the order saying that he has
Okay.
claimed Native. Mr. Wiggins,
Yes, ma'am.
are you claiming Native American status?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I need to ask you which tribe you belong to?
Blackfoot and Cherokee.
Okay, Blackfoot and Cherokee. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, but that's it from my side, Judge.
All right. Then the court will follow your agreement. The court will sentence you to 3 years in prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $0 fine. State will take in consideration 2019 CR 12413, grand jury number 735724 and 735725. Next, what I'm going to show you is entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, which you should know because you're charged with felony in possession of a weapon, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Wiggins, how old are you?
29.
All right, here's the thing. If you continue on your path, because you've been to prison before, if you continue on your path, you know what you're going to find? You're going to wake up and you're going to find a majority of your life is behind you, and a majority of that was spent in the prison system.
Yeah. I'm trying to change that today. This time around, like, that's why when I get out, I'm trying to get, if I can't possibly get up with the courts or whatever to try to speak to the youth, like start a youth program
Well, here's the
or
thing.
whatever.
I admire you for wanting to do that, but before we can speak to the youth, we need to change.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing, Mr. Wiggins, you're going to have to change.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when new people come into prison, they're going to say, how does this place run? And they're going to say, oh, ask the person who we call the grandfather of the prison. I'm going to be like, who's the grandpa of the prison? They're going to say, Mr. Wiggins, because you're going to be the oldest person in the prison. And I'm telling you, time passes quickly. I mean,
No.
this COVID has been going on for what, Brenna, 2 years or so? And it seems like it was just 2 years have passed. So many people have lost their lives. Don't be a person who wakes up and all your life is behind you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you're going to claim Native American heritage, if you're going to claim African American heritage, then you need to stand up for your ancestors and do better. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Wiggins. Have a great rest of your day.
You
Thank
too.
you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.